John, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Before in the 5, it's Gordon and Jokic. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. And it's Porter in at the small forward. Shot clock at 3. Conley's shot is off.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3 ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
Now here's Randall, following the miss by Jamal Murray.
You gotta have guts and hops to pull off a dunk like that. Randall got a lot of both.
Here's Jokic, and Jokic throws it down.
Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
Conley scanning the floor. Out to Edwards. Randall against Gordon. Gobert with a screen for Randall. And then Randall slams it in.
Yeah, an underrated ball handler. Randall can beat you off the dribble. He keeps pressure on the defense.
And Greg, something that is so important to this team, Jamal Murray's shot creation.
It is, Kevin. He creates so much with the ball or off of it. The work he puts in on offense frees up everything for his teammates. Great competitor who's really a perfect fit with this court.
McDaniels gets a wide open look. Off target from three-point range. For Denver, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Murray, the pass to Jokic. No one near him. Another miss by Jokic.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Randall kicks to Conley. Over Gordon. Randall, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Relentless on the backboard. Randall, a fantastic rebounder, and that time it directly leads to points.
Here's Jokic, and Jokic slams it in.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Conley with a wide open look, and it's off from three-point range. Nuggets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes, freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of this shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. And here are the Nuggets now. Michael Conley getting his 3 to go. Here's Brown. And he back, the three-pointer offline. Minnesota leading by 3. And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done. You know, Jamal Murray has no problem being the facilitator when he sees open teammates.
Pass to McDaniels. Gobert with a screen on Porter. Oh, the lob to Gobert, and finished off by Gobert.
With his giant frame, Gobert sets a good screen and then just pivots into open position.
Here's Brown. There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Murray right side. Gobert with the block.
So good at finding these rejections. Gobert has all the physical tools and razor-sharp reflexes as a defender.
And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Murray against Conley. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Conley's got 5.
And he's been a terrific point guard in this league for a long time. Mike Conley just knows how to play.
Porter passes to Brown. Gobert pulls it in.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the look they want. It's tough working the mid-range area.
And finished off by Gobert.
I mean, could this be any easier for Gobert? The rim is right there for him.
Here's Jokic. Here's Porter. That's in. Coming off the assist from Jokic. Porter's got his second basket of the night.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And that does it for the first quarter. The Timberwolves on top. They're up by 5. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, the way they've been attacking inside is phenomenal. Consistently getting high percentage looks, and that's what great offenses are all about.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. Sharing the wing spots, it'll be Brown and Porter Jr. Before in the 5. It's Gordon and Jokic, and it's Murray in at the point.
Yeah, that's a good sign for McDaniels. They need him to shoot with confidence.
And standing 6'9", Jaden McDaniels, possessing tremendous length for a perimeter defender.
Yeah, Kevin, and he can really move his feet, too. Jaden McDaniels is clearly one of the best and most versatile perimeter defenders in the league.
And it's Jokic missing. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Leading by 5. Mr. Gobert. Randall outside. Here's Conley. He's covered by Murray. To the inside. The shape. And Gobert with the lay-in. Gobert's got 6 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Brown, the pass to Gordon. Outside for Murray. And there's the drive. Pass to Brown. They're outside. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got his 4th rebound in this one. Porter passes to Brown. The Nuggets with another miss. Minnesota leading by 7. Pop up there. Oh, Edwards flies up and finishes the alley-oop.
Oh, my. Edwards going way up for that slam.
Second shot opportunity. Gobert. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Gordon with it. Now defended by Randall. And it's Gordon missing.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Here's Edwards. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
I don't know how Edwards does it. It's a blend of skill, finesse, and a little bit of luck that went down.
Reed, he's checked in for Minnesota. So, Stan, you started in the NBA back in the mid-90s. How is coaching different from, say, now to back then?
Wow, Kevin, it's just so different and in so many ways. The players have gotten better. Bigger, faster, more skilled. There's more coaches on a staff. Strength coaches have increased in volume and in influence, so there's less practice. Everything now has to be done differently.
Everything is bigger, isn't it?
It really is.
And despite his young age, Coach Van Gundy, Anthony Edwards' leadership qualities growing day by day.
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot of it's because he is great at both ends of the court. Confident, charismatic, upbeat. He's learning that delicate balance between taking over a game and bringing his teammates along for the ride.
Here's Randall. Michael Porter making his last shot.
Not enough defense there. Allowing Randall to get that close is a recipe for disaster.
Here's Brown. Edwards defending. Here's Porter to the left side wing. From deep, Jokic. Moves back up. Stolen by Michael Conley. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, it's a cliche, but the Nuggets certainly have strong values. Coach Michael Malone says open and honest conversation. That's the best way to have a real team. We talk about family a lot in our locker room. Families don't always get along, but they have to communicate. All the guys that are willing to speak up, that's invaluable. Kevin?
You can't put a price on it, David. Thank you. Here's Jokic. Michael Conley making his last shot. Poked away. Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Edwards. And that one, good. 9 points for Anthony Edwards.
It took him a while to get his legs under him. He didn't do much in the first quarter, but now he's off and running.
Jokic draws the double. Murray down low. Guarded by Reed. And he gets it back. It's Porter outside. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Well, they're behind, but it's certainly not because of him. He's doing everything he can. He just needs more help from his teammates.
And Reed throws it down.
He's showing off his power. Reed gave the dunk everything he had.
And here's Jokic outside. Minnesota with the rebound. They beat the Nuggets during their last encounter in Denver.
And they scratched out a close win the last time these two teams met. I think their ability to attack and create foul trouble for the opposition was a real factor.
Yeah, at the end of the day, a win is a win. But you know they want to play a lot better this time.
And here's Conley outside. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Looking at the Nuggets, you really get to see what they're made of. After your hard work in the offseason, yeah, you have big...
And let's move on now to those first 2 quarters. Talk about a tough start for the Nuggets.
Can't miss this many shots.
And that'll do it for half.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Really an incredible game from Michael Porter.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Reed. And it's Joe Ingles. And it's Shannon in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Just 5 to shoot. Chanchar. Denver needs to get off his shot. Watson for 3. Ingles with the rebound. And so it's Ingles with it. He brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a 16-point game. He was all alone on that one. Shannon's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And the Denver Nuggets, led by multi-time MVP Nikola Jokic. And they've done a tremendous job surrounding him with the right kind of people.
They certainly have, Kevin. But one caveat here. You can surround... Oh, that was some power on that dunk.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. Out to the wing. And that one's good. Chanchar.
Capable of racking up assists. Westbrook has a feel for when his guys are open.
And Jordan sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Aaron Gordon.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Mars is checked in, and Miller's subbed in for Joe Ingles. Back to Westbrook. shooting foul. As the whistle blows, he'll shoot 2 free throws. Last year, Coach, as you know, the Timberwolves making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that equaled their deepest run in team history, dropping that series to the Mavs. Minnesota has never been to the finals, one of 5 franchises who've yet to get there.
And a few years back, the NBA coach decided to change how they do take fouls. It appears it's had the impact they wanted, don't you think?
I certainly do, Kevin. I thought it was a great rule change. There's almost nothing more exciting in NBA basketball than the fast break. And take fouls were limiting that. Now that we've gotten rid of those, we're really getting to see the athleticism of NBA players.
Because we want to see the finish, don't we? You want to see what happens when they do get off on that kind of work.
That's where the excitement happens.
Alexander Walker. It's good from long range. Alexander Walker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now, here's Westbrook. Defense right on him. Banked in off the glass.
And if anything, Westbrook gets more aggressive against contact inside. He doubles his effort level in response.
Driving inside. Minnesota again turning it over.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. Last season's performance for him averaged about 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. But you look at the rebound totals, and it's a big part of what he does for this team.
Everybody has their strengths. Easy to see that rebounding is his, and he is honed in on it.
And that one's good, John Shaw.
And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc.
Pass to Gobert. Now Dillingham. He's covered by Westbrook. And Jordan sends it back.
And really, that's the brilliance of Jordan, just denying those shots there with tremendous power.
And stolen by Watson. Left side, Westbrook. Here's Chanshaw. They grab their own miss. And stolen by Dillingham. Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Gobert. It's hauled in by Watson. The Nuggets trail by 15. Here's Westbrook. Pass to Watson. The kick out to Westbrook. Here's Chanshaw. He's covered by Clark. Chanshaw, the pass to Jordan. Just 2 to shoot. Pulls up. Dillingham with the rebound. Minnesota leading by 15. Now here's Reed. Reed with a screen for Dillingham. And the slam dunk by Dillingham.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Now Watson. No scoring in this one. Westbrook passes to Chanshaw. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
Here's Dillingham. He's covered by Westbrook. Clark outside. Tries it from the top of the key. The putback. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow! And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Timberwolves. Their biggest lead of the game is 21. And Denver will start the fourth quarter. We've got Russell Westbrook. Jordan is out there with Peyton Watson. And it's Drawford in at the 2-dunk. Westbrook against Conley. Watson for 3. And rebounded by McDaniels. McDaniels got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, just look at that power. Edwards is unbelievable.
Here's Strother. Edwards defending. For 3, Westbrook. Pass to Strother. Keeps it alive. It's good on the putback. Strother's got his first bucket of the night.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Here's Watson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. And a whole new lineup here for the Nuggets. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Here's Jokic. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Yeah, I feel like Jokic doesn't even need to see the basket when he gets that close.
Outside Conley. Gobert with a screen on Murray. Conley dishes to Gobert. Back to Conley. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
And they double up Gordon. Here's Brown. Here's Murray. Gobert with the block.
And when Gobert is playing with this kind of aggression on that end, there aren't many better at defending.
Brown's shot is off.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. As a coach, what were some of your favorite parts, Stan, of life on the road?
Well, Kevin, we get treated really well on the road in the NBA. I mean, you travel on great charters. People take care of your bags. You stay in great hotels. But my favorite part of being on the road was when we were on our way home. Easier to win at home, family at home. That was the favorite part of it.
How about the bonding experience that a lot of coaches talk about when you're out there kind of alone against the forces, just you and your team?
Well, I definitely think players bond on trips like that because they're not going in different directions. They team to spend time together. I don't think any of them ever wanted to spend time with me. Nothing but buckets for Gobert tonight. The big man putting his mark on this game.
Murray kicks to Gordon. To the left wing. Jokic inside. Gobert on him. 4 on the clock. Here's Porter. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
Hey, Coach Van Gundy, what advice would you give to the teams that are rebuilding around their young players?
Well, generally, Kevin, what I would say is get some veteran leadership, some veteran presence on your team also, so that you have guys that can show the young guys what professionalism is and help them in their adjustment to the NBA.
Yeah, getting the right kind of veteran, right? With the right kind of message.
That's a great point. Just having an older guy is not the answer.
And you know, one thing you have to admire about Randall is his hunger to get better. He is a real leader who leads by example.
Jokic with this screen on Conley. Murray the pass to Gordon. Into the lane. Back to Murray. Kicks it out to Gordon. Just 3 to shoot from outside the arc. Back to Murray. Fires from deep. On the wing, Murray. Outside Westbrook. And at last, they get one to fall.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Timberwolves.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, Just a monster game for Rudy Gobert.
Well, you know, his work on the glass was a key factor, helping to turn the tide as far as the possession game, and so often that's the difference.
And it's all said and done, Jokic, Greg, is going to be the Nuggets' career leader in many categories.
And he's already their franchise leader in rebounds, assists, triple-doubles, and playoff points, and many other advanced stats as well.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Porter passes to Westbrook. Great D that time from Edwards. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this win.
Porter with it. Murray outside. Over Conley. Off the mark. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. It was a tale of... Thanks so much, David. And that about wraps it up. So, for Stan Van Gundy.
hasn't been paying as much attention defensively as he should be. His steal numbers have dipped in the past few months. He needs to get back some of that intensity on defense.
A look at Indiana's starting group. Halliburton and Emhart, the 1 and the 2. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Mathurin in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Timberwolves, Conley and Ann are the 1 and the 2. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's McDaniels in at small forward. Here's Halliburton. The Timberwolves getting their last shot to go. And he lays it up and in. We're excited to be here for opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place.
There is no doubt, B.A., absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year.
Allie LaForce had a chance to catch up with head coach Chris Finch. Allie, what do you have to say?
I asked him if there was a plan in place to slow down Halliburton, and Coach joked, hey, if a plan existed, somebody smarter than me would have come up with it. Tyrese impacts the game in too many ways for us to neutralize. We just need to do what we can to make life difficult for him.
As always, Allie, we thank you. And Minnesota with possession here after the basket by Indiana. Conley looking for an opening from downtown. The Pacers pull it in. Last time they met was in Indianapolis.
In their last game against this opponent, they secured the win because their second unit really stepped up.
Certainly something to keep an eye on. We'll see how the rotations go this time out. Every night it seems to be different.
Great job on the back end of the play.
Yep, finished with both hands, making sure of it. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Well, Doris, we've heard Anthony Edwards declare himself as the best player in the league.
Well, B.A., when you got the game to back it up, you don't mind putting yourself out there. And Anthony Edwards has charisma, highly skilled, and he's fearless when it matters most. Look out for the Ant-Man.
Now here's Edwards, coming off a 34-point game against Denver.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collecting huge amounts of rebounds.
Doris, one of the most physical guards in the NBA, Anthony Edwards.
If you want to talk about a prototypical NBA body, it's Anthony Edwards. He's got size, strength, athleticism, but beyond that, he's so skilled. 3-level scorer, versatile on the defensive end, fearless when it matters. Anthony Edwards may be the next face of the league.
Now here's Halliburton. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Sacramento.
And his passing was simply amazing. A lot of fun to watch.
Yep, that one goes.
We call that tough points from a tough guy, young Tyrese Halliburton.
Outside Edwards. On the table. Oh, hey! How about that?
Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
Halliburton against Conley. Halliburton, the pass to Turner. Kicks it out to Siakam. Fires in the triple.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
And Minnesota with possession here. They trail by 1. McDaniels from long range. Nails it from 3.
Oh, Mr. McDaniels with the response. How competitive is this guy?
Here's Mathurin. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Minnesota has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Here's Edwards. That shot off. Great D that time from Halliburton. For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 6 in the first quarter. Turner, a screen on Edwards. Here's Mathurin. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
Great body control allows Mathurin to finish through contact.
Halliburton against Conley. Outside Edwards. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Edwards has got 9. And so it's Halliburton with it. He brings it up for the Indiana Pacers. It's a 3-point game. And the dunk by Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton saying, I'm not just a pure shooter, folks. I've got a little ups in my game.
The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 8. Solid opening quarter for them. And the basket by Edwards. 11 points in the game.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Kicks it out to Siakam. Misses a 3.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
McDaniels finds Randall. Back to Daniels. Nice dish, and the layup goes down.
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels with a very good sense for when he should look to score it, especially in the painted area.
Siakam, that's good.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
Pass to Gobert. It's stolen by Halliburton. Lets it fly. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Both teams are hot. Woo! This is a fun one to watch.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
And so the first quarter comes to a close. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Conley in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Edwards, the pass to Randle. Up top, Edwards. He's guarded by Nembhard. Oh, the finish inside by Edwards.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Halliburton surveys the floor. Outside Mathurin. Pass to Turner. Launches it from deep. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
The definition of a stretch 5, Doris. Miles Turner. He's led the league in blocks, and he can hit a 3.
And it's such a valuable asset for this basketball team. When Turner is on the floor, you've got to be aware of where he is in range. And then Miles is going to protect the rim with the absolute best of them.
Stolen by Siakam.
Really poor pass there, guys. And the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistake.
Halliburton on the wing. He's guarded by Conley. Halliburton against Conley. And the dunk by Halliburton.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
McDaniels, that's good.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Halliburton, the pass to Nembhard. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Rudy Gobert picks one up. Indiana shooting their first free throws of the night right here. The first one falls. And we've seen the league ramp up the series model where teams play each other in the same arena twice in a row. What do you think, Doris?
DA, I absolutely love this. And more importantly, the coaches seem to engage highly in it because they feel to a certain degree it brings you a level of almost playoff-like repetition.
Conley against Halliburton. 5 to shoot. Left side Conley for 3. Randall. Mathurin with a rebound. For Indiana, they've got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Shot from the wing. Halliburton, no good.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
From 15 feet away, that one's wide left. Indiana leading. Here's Nembhard. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Maintained his concentration beautifully as he double-clutched and laid it in against some tight D.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pacers?
They've done a great job establishing an inside presence. Now, that'll open up more options offensively throughout the remainder of the game.
Another big component of their early game tonight has been points off turnovers. Great job converting on those chances.
Ooh, excellent D there from Turner.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
And when the game is this close, you have to go all out.
He certainly understands his role, huh? When the shot goes up, just crashes the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Reed's checked in for Minnesota. A minute 20 left in the second period. Here's Edwards. Oh, a sensational slam by Ant.
That is big-time strength from Anthony Edwards. He's got the perfect basketball frame.
And it really feels like the chemistry of this Timberwolves team has taken a step forward.
And, B.A., you know this. Winning always enhances that energy and chemistry. But beyond that, this is a roster full of players that have had individual success, and now they're hungry and thirsty for team success, because that's the true measure.
6 to shoot. The drive by Siakam. Reed with the rebound.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Randall can't hit.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Turner, and he'll draw the foul. They'll head to the line for 2.
Well, Miles Turner consistently looking to shoot the basketball. He forces the defense to make an aggressive play.
And that one falls for Turner.
I love it. In attack mode, drawing foul calls this quarter and getting to the free throw line.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Ingles, he's checked in for Randall. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards. And it's in there.
What an excellent passer from the small forward position. Joe Ingles does such a great job setting up his teammates.
Here's Nembhard. Drains the triple. Nembhard's got 7 points in the game.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
Indiana leading by 4. Oh, the sweet touch inside by Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton is putting in work right now. This guy getting to his spots and scoring with ease.
For 3, Conley. It's rebounded by Pascal Siakam. It could go. Halliburton goes. And so it's the Indiana Pacers leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Fellas, I was just wondering if you played in the league these days, what do you think would be different compared to when you did play?
Oh, my goodness. I make a lot more money, Ernie, than I did in my playing days, especially if you could see.
Turning back now to our game, lots of positives in that first half for the Pacers.
They've been choosy.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
He was getting into the lane easily that first half. It's just relentless.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
Second half underway. Here's who Rick Carlisle's got on the floor. Neesmith out there with Toppin. Then it's Shepard. Then it's Thomas Bryant. And it's McConnell in at the 1. DiVincenzo with the screen on McConnell. Knocks it loose. Here's Shepard. Pass to Bryant. To the inside. And a Slam dunk by Toppin.
Obi Toppin is a showman. Put him near the cup and watch what happens.
Conley finds DiVincenzo. Miller outside. To the middle. Reed out to DiVincenzo. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Nesmith on the wing. DiVincenzo covering to the paint. Outside Nesmith. The three. That one's good. On the assist from McConnell. Nesmith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Miller outside. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Count it. Good.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
McConnell with it. Outside Nesmith. Back to McConnell. Pass to Nesmith. 4-3. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
And Naz Reid has proven to be a matchup nightmare for opposing big men, Doris.
He has, B.A., and the reason is he's bigger and stronger than most 4 men. Traditional 5s are too slow to stay with him. He can space you out to the three-point line, or he can punish you on the inside. Naz has got big-time game.
And Minnesota with some changes. Garza comes in for Miller, and it's Alexander Walker in for DiVincenzo. Timberwolves trail by 13. Outside Conley, and he drives in. Outside Reed. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Aaron Nesmith picks one up.
Naz Reid is the perfect modern big man. He can stretch you to distance. He will rebound consistently, but he can also put it on the deck and catch you off guard if you let him. This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
And the foul called on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's his first foul of the game. And Minnesota making a change here. Here's Nesmith. Pulls up on the wing. No good.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer, but the defense was right on him.
Clark, the pass to Ingles. Clark with the screen. Outside, Alexander Walker. 6 on the shot clock. Clark outside. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Pacers leading by 11. Bryant, left side. Outside Nesmith. He shoots. And Indiana misses again.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
They grab their own miss. Here's Ingles. Banked it in off the glass. Ingles gotten his first bucket of the night.
See, I think you want more of this from Joe Ingles. He has the size and length to keep plays alive.
And Nesmith gets it to go.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
Here's Ingles. Soft touch off the glass. Ingles has gotten 4 this quarter.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. Yeah, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Toppin outside. And stolen by Clark. And here comes the break. And the big dunk at the end of the break.
That'll definitely steal away some momentum, stripping them of the ball and then grabbing the bucket.
McConnell passes to Toppin. Pass to Shepard. Lets it go from deep. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. Reed's got his 5th rebound in this one. Alexander Walker, the pass to Ingles. Reed, a screen on McConnell. Reed with it. drives to the hoop, and he banks in the layup.
Get out of the way. Naz Reid on the deck to the cup. Oh, my goodness.
McConnell passes to Toppin. 4 seconds left, and a slam dunk by Toppin.
How about the big guy attacking the rim? The throwdowns are loud and emphatic.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers, up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. The flow of the game has favored them in general. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Conley and Ant are the 1 and the 2. Julius Randle out there with McDaniels. And it's Gobert in at the center position. So that's the lineup from Minnesota.
I think Mike Conley historically will always be part of the grit and grind mentality where he spent his career in Memphis. But this guy's skill set allows him to fit in with any organization.
Edwards finds Gobert. Back to Edwards. Oh, and Turner with a block.
Miles Turner with that length sends it back twice on the pipes. Miles.
Now Randle. Shot clock at 5. Oh, stolen by Turner. Conley against Siakam. Halliburton for 3. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. Edwards for 3. Minnesota again missing.
That's his shot, and one I'm sure he wants back.
Here's Nembhard. An easy 2 on the layup.
Well, yet another selfless play from Miles Turner. Pretty pass to his teammate.
Conley against Halliburton. Conley passes to Edwards. Down low, Randle. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Edwards against Siakam. Nembhard outside. It's good. And give the assist to Siakam. Nembhard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Conley against Halliburton. 5 on the clock. Gobert passes to Randle. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds.
Yeah, a communication breakdown. 2 guys thinking in opposite directions. The pass winds up in the stands.
Indiana leading by 10. Halliburton, the pass to Nembhard. Here's Mathurin. And here's Halliburton. Inside.
Right, this is the size of Miles Turner because he's so skilled at using it to pick up these fouls.
Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for Indiana.
Their hot shooting from long distance has been the key. Spacing the floor and rising up with that confidence.
I think it's also important we mention the number of assists this group has tallied. Their offense continues to just hum along right now.
Conley passes to McDaniels. Gets the 3 ball to go.
Yeah, McDaniels has made himself a legitimate option from three-point territory. What a look there.
And so it's Halliburton with it. He brings it up for Indiana. They've got a 9-point lead. Pass to Siakam. And here's Nembhard. Back to Siakam. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Shot's good by Mathurin.
Boy, a lot of confidence to Mathurin's game. That efficiency has to get better, but he is not shy.
The drive by Randle. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 4 rebounds now. And the call will be against Benedict Mathurin. That's his first foul.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Halliburton against Conley. Uses the glass on the layup.
Mike Conley continues to perform at a high level. Over a decade as a pro, still doing work.
Randall finds Conley. And it's off from three-point range. Nembhard outside to the paint. Here's Turner. Good D by Gobert. Timberwolves trail by 10. Edwards on the move.
Oh, my God. Look out below. Boy, the quickness off the dribble drive by Anthony Edwards. Being able to put it on the deck, so important.
For three, Mathurin. It's good. And give the assist to Siakam. Siakam's got 3 assists in the game.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
Well, you know this. This is a guy who's looking for his shot the whole time. You have to know who you're guarding. KYP, know your personnel.
And Edwards, here we go. Just 5 on the clock. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Well, with his strength, Julius Randle can absorb contact easier than a lot of players. This guy is not going to be intimidated.
And Randle drops them both. The Pacers have gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. And here's Siakam for 3. McDaniels with the rebound. And here's Minnesota now for 3. The triple hit for Edwards.
We know this about Anthony Edwards. He is fearless in these moments. That's a big-time clutch delivery.
Randle with a steal. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Good on the first, and that brings him within 5. And he's unable to get the second one.
You know, he doesn't shrink the lead as much as he should have. That hurts a bit.
Nembhard. And the layup is good off the glass.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute. Anthony Edwards relishes big-time moments, and he delivers right there.
The shot by Nembhard, no good. And Minnesota with possession here, trailing by 5. The shot, Conley finds McDaniels. Cash! What a beautiful shot! Brings him within 3.
What a bonus when Jaden McDaniels is humming a little bit on the offensive end.
Randall, it falls! And that one brings him within 1.
Big-time effort on the glass.
And when you have a touch that soft, those tip-ins are easier to make. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. How do you think this is going to play out?
And this is what it's all about. This shot could win the game. Not much time left, but they have just enough to execute a play. And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
For the win! Halliburton. Oh, that shot had a chance, but the all-or-nothing shot attempt is off the mark. And so it's Minnesota who scrapes by with a win. What a performance. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and all
day, and what a great day it is. Greg, what are these players feeling as they tip off this new season?
It is always exciting to start a new season. Players are just filled with hope and optimism, especially after putting in all that offseason work.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Halliburton in the backcourt. Nembhard to his side. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Mathurin in at the 3. And so the Denver Nuggets get the first points of the ballgame. Shots good by Siakam.
Yeah, you got to get out on that. Siakam demonstrating that ability to hurt you from beyond.
Spins. Westbrook with it. Picked up by Turner. Now, here's Jokic. He's guarded closely. Just 5 on the clock. Nembhard grabs the board. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's the break. Westbrook finds Gordon. The kick out to Porter. Offensive rebound. Murray outside. Westbrook with it. Tries it again. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Love it when Westbrook takes it right at the defense like that. Strong and then finishes as well.
The Nuggets shooting their first free throw of the night. And with their offensive firepower, have the Pacers Clark maxed out at that end of the floor?
There's still a lot of room for this team to grow offensively, Kevin. A low rate of free throws is something they can improve on. And a relatively low rate of threes and offensive boards, those are areas that can get better. I think there's another level they have to reach yet.
Now here's Murray. Following the miss by Tyrese Halliburton. Here's Jokic. Outside for Murray. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Good D by Siakam. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Had a chance to catch up with Michael Malone. Now, we spoke about the problems that Pascal Siakam brings to the table, and he told me Pascal is so good with room to operate, we need to find him in transition and take away space when he has the ball. Of course, that's easier said than done. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David.
He's such a creative scorer in close. Tyrese Halliburton only needs a sliver of space to make you pay.
Mathurin with the ball. Now guarded by Porter. Siakam for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Siakam's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Pacers. The Nuggets trail by 3. Jokic with a screen on Halliburton. It's tipped. Halliburton against Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
Wow, Westbrook, so athletic. He looked virtually unstoppable there.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes.
It's Nembhard on the wing. He's covered by Westbrook. And Nembhard's shot is good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Gordon. Last game with 30 points. And here we go. Halliburton heading to the hoop. Here's Mathurin. That's good. And it's Halliburton with the assist.
A young guy who is ready to attack. Mathurin gets the ball and goes straight into his shot.
Tyrese Halliburton is flat out special, Clark. And you say it all the time. He is an absolute machine on offense.
He really is an orchestrator, a maestro of platinum-level capability. His turnover numbers, outstanding. He's a guy that flirts with the 50, 40, 90 shooting splits and is going to lead the league in assists, I think, a better part of his career going forward. That's how good he is.
Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now. Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Murray outside. There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It's stolen by Mathurin. And here we go. Fast break. Turner's got it. Pass to Siakam. Halliburton for 3. It's hauled in by Gordon.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Westbrook scanning the floor. On the wing, Gordon. Here's Jokic. Back to Westbrook. And a wide open look for Porter. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
You know, I think this is a shot Porter Jr. has to continue to knock down, because after all, he's out there to stretch the floor, so he's got to cash in from there.
Halliburton with the bucket.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Just 4 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Murray. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Indiana out in front. They're up by 2. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Pacers.
They've really been disruptive on the defensive end, forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into points at the other end.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
And so in the game for the Pacers, the perimeter pairing with Nembhard and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Halliburton in at the point guard. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks very much. Kevin, Jamal Murray is built for clutch situations. Coach Michael Malone said, I know a lot of guys are pretty good in the regular season, but when the stage is at its biggest, Jamal seems to step up and perform. He's a guy that thrives in the moment. He's never afraid of it. Can't say that for a lot of players. Kevin?
Well, you're so right. He isn't afraid of anything. David, he is big time. Thank you.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Back to Westbrook. That's in there. Murray with the assist. Westbrook's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Nuggets. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Indiana Pacers. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Siakam passes to Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Boy, that's just too easy, guys. Turner, a player you can't allow to get free near the rack. He's a great dunker. Bang.
Mark, it has been quite a run for the Nuggets, hasn't it, who have made the playoffs every season since 2019.
And how about this, Kevin? They've only been lower than a 3 seed one time in that span. And that was because Murray missed the season due to injury. They are consistently tough.
Puts up a deep 3. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Halliburton's got 8 points.
Good decision-making that time by Halliburton. Really smart. The moment he saw the space open up, he pulled up.
Out that one, the Indiana lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Russell Westbrook.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Driving to the basket. Throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a 3-point play.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Takes a 3, and it's Westbrook missing. Pacers leading by 7. There's the 3. It's hauled in by Gordon. Gordon's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Porter against Mathurin. The kick out to Westbrook. Back to Porter from past the arc. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, the coaching staff loves when Porter Jr. takes these kinds of shots. It really helps establish a rhythm for him.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Westbrook passes to Jokic. Inside is Jokic territory. With the rise of positionless basketball, Clark, this has to be the most difficult era to be a center.
I would not disagree with that, quite honestly. I mean, they're asked to do a lot. I mean, if they're not elite rim runners as centers and shot blockers, they've got to be able to shoot and shoot from the perimeter, not just in the low post. And they still have to be able to finish around the basket. I think the biggest thing is they have to cover more ground defensively because how the game is played offensively with a lot of movement and pick and roll.
Halliburton looking around. 5 on the clock. Siakam kicks to Halliburton. With the drive. Kept alive. Back to Siakam. Lets the 3 fly. Goes up again. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the back.
Well, it's paid off with a greater rate of second chance hoops. I mean, great effort to build this lead on their part.
Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
Halliburton against Porter. And finished off by Halliburton.
Like the way Halliburton continues to take more responsibility on the offensive end. His game warrants that he does that.
Now here's Westbrook. Nembhard covering. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Indiana leading by 5. McConnell with it. Now defended by Jokic. And he gets it to go.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Gordon inside. Toppin's there. Jokic kicks to Porter. Launches it. It's rebounded by Bryant. Here's Nesmith. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing. And so we wrap up the first half. Pacers lead by 7. A chance now to send it over to David Aldridge. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Welcome to halftime, everybody. It'll be the Wizards out at Capital One Arena against the Kings. That one tips off at 7 p.m. Eastern. And now let's check out the game at hand. It was a solid first half effort for the Indiana Pacers.
Execution.
Thank you for being with us.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
They've got Peyton Watson. And it's Brown in at the 1. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Pass to Watson. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Chance now to take a look at some of the steal numbers over the scope of the last few months for Andrew Nembhard.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
And though the Nuggets have some excellent outside shooters, Clark, they've been more prolific inside the arc the last couple years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, they were an extreme example of that, Kevin. First in the league in two-point attempts, and then dead last, almost dead last, in three-point attempts. Not what most people would think when looking at the Nuggets.
Brown, the pass to Jordan. Close the alley-oop jam.
Boy, that is a rarity. When he takes flight, he usually hammers that thing home.
Back to McConnell. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. McConnell's got the lead up to 9 now for Indiana.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Brown, the pass to Watson. Here's Brown. Stolen by McConnell. Count that one. McConnell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
A nice shot by Brown. Brown's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Knocked loose. Here's Strother. Still scoreless. And the foul on Obi Toppin. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Strother. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Boy, I tell you what a well-designed play. Executed beautifully, too.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Nuggets are an example of how you build a contender from the ground up. Coach Michael Malone says, I'm hoping we can be a blueprint for a lot of young teams, young coaches, and young GMs. Be patient. Let it build the right way, bring in the right kind of people, and you never know what's going to happen. Kevin?
Well, David, you've just triggered a lot of thoughts here. But doing it that way, to me, feels the right way. And a lot of fun to watch their success. And we thank you for the report. Toppin can't get it to go.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Pass to Chanchar. Clock at 4. Inside. Toppin with the steal. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Neesmith with the ball. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Mark, when you think of siblings who have played in the NBA, the Lopez brothers, and now the Toppin brothers come to mind.
Can only imagine how cool a feeling that is to be able to play in the NBA with your brother. It's a dream come true for anybody to get to the highest level of pro basketball. And then to have a couple of players from the same family doing it together? Come on, man. Doesn't get any better than that.
Here's Neesmith. And Neesmith with the slam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
50 seconds left in the third. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Chanchar, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Here's Shepard, and he banks in the layup. And the Pacers lead by 8. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Strother. Back to Watson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's his first trip to the line.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
And because he struggled with his free throw shooting so much last season, I thought he was hesitant at times to be aggressive. Wasn't looking to draw contact and was trying to avoid getting to the foul line.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Kicks it out to Gordon. Pass to Westbrook. Now here's Jokic. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Pacers out in front, leading by 7. And do not go away. Moments ago from the huddle.
Raising a shot. No hesitation.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Indiana leading by 7. On the court right now for the Pacers. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. Halliburton in the backcourt. Nembhard to his side. And it's Mathurin in at the 3 slot. Outside Gordon. Pass to Porter. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Siakam.
Michael Porter Jr. is an active shooter, which is why he gets defenders to overcommit.
Well, Michael Porter Jr. is one of the premier shooters in the NBA.
And that size that he brings to that sweet stroke makes it hard to get to a shot. 6'10", shoots it with confidence, shoots it with great fluidity. And man, is he special. And he's worked through some injury trouble early in his career, and now he's one of the more lethal front court players in the league on the perimeter.
Murray outside. Lets a floater go, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game.
His first personal foul.
Pacers leading by 9. Outside Turner fires for 3. That's good. It's Halliburton with the assist. Halliburton's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Jokic lumbering in to the paint. Here's Gordon. Makes it off the glass.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
Here's Westbrook, and he drives in, and the dunk by Westbrook.
Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Murray lays it up and banks it in.
He's got a well-rounded game. Murray can score from just about anywhere. And the more points he gets inside, the more space he gets outside.
Halliburton passes to Nembhard. The 3. Halliburton, no good.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
And the dunk by Westbrook.
Boy, it's been a great game thus far for Westbrook, and he's not done yet. Never satisfied, always pushing the envelope.
And the foul on Jamal Murray. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Jamal Murray. That's his 3rd personal foul. First team foul.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
And it's good, 2 points. And that's 19 points for Russell Westbrook.
What you expect from Westbrook coming up big in the biggest moments.
Halliburton for 3. Porter pulls it in.
It's really a tale of 2 quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
Out that one, the Indiana lead has been cut down to just 2 points in the bucket from Russell Westbrook.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
It's certainly been an impressive run. They finally found the right formula to break down the defense.
Pass to Nembhard. Count it, and the foul. They get Russell Westbrook.
And they needed that. Their lead is getting smaller by the minute.
Yeah, I agree with you. Good possession there. They had to stem the tide of this comeback a little bit, and I think they did with that play there.
And that tacks another big point onto the league. Great N1 play showing us now a little bit of that killer instinct.
They get it again. Murray finds Gordon. The second chance effort. And Westbrook, here we go. And he sinks the layup. Westbrook's got 10 points in the quarter.
Just by nature of his style, Westbrook is going to draw contact. So he's got to be strong enough and focused enough to play through it. And he is and does.
In a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
They've shown no let-up. Penetration, knife it inside. The defense has to tighten it up if they want to slow this team down.
And they've also been ferocious inside, really taking advantage in the painted area and making good on those chances. 2-possession game now, guys. Very important free throws there. Good to see Gordon coming through with the big basket. I mean, he's no stranger to these high-intensity moments.
Porter against Halliburton. Siakam outside. And a foul called on Russell Westbrook. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and did the bonus. Will head to the line for 2. He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
A big man who can score, rebound, and pass. This is why Siakam has become a huge piece of this team.
Here's Westbrook. Got it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
They're having a lot of trouble dealing with Russell Westbrook. He's a handful.
Gordon against Halliburton. Gordon dishes to Murray. Back to Gordon. Porter with the screen for Gordon. Pass to Porter. 6 to shoot. And it's Gordon penetrating. Count!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And here are the Pacers now. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Nembhard. A three-pointer, no good. What an opportunity here.
Yeah, chance to take the lead. This is huge.
Porter kicks to Murray. To take the lead. It's off.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
Can't knock it down, and they really needed that one.
Yeah, one more make would have been nice, but they do walk away with the lead.
Oh, Clark, it went in! Count it!
Yeah! Down it goes at the buzzer. Boy, it doesn't get any better than that.
Phenomenal finish. A 3 at the horn. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I guess really.
all of sports opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated. Everybody's optimistic. And everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
And a look at Minnesota's opening lineup. Conley and Ann are the 1 and the 2. Julius Randle out there with Jaden McDaniels. And it's Gobert in at the center position. And Gordon has got the ball here for Denver. Westbrook, the pass to Jokic. And here's Porter outside. Minnesota with a rebound. They beat the Nuggets during the last encounter in Denver.
They barely got the win the last time these teams faced off. And in large part, I think it was because they were pushing the action and drawing foul calls.
Yeah, at the end of the day, a win is a win. But you know they want to play a lot better this time around.
Jokic gets the bucket.
Well, what really makes Jokic special inside isn't just his size, but his gracefulness.
Here's Conley driving inside, and he makes it on the layup.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Coach, it's interesting to watch the career path of Aaron Gordon. He's gone from one role in his previous stop, then he arrives to the Nuggets in a completely different role there.
Yeah, Brian, he's become more of a third or fourth guy, and he's embraced the change. Everybody wants to be that number 1 or number 2 guy, but you gotta play a role to be a winner in this league.
And it's resulted in championships.
It sure has.
Randle, good.
Letting Randle get inside with the ball was a bad mistake. His finishing ability got him to the bucket.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Michael Malone. I asked him how Rudy Gobert alters their usual game plan. Coach acknowledged that he's a factor and said Rudy definitely demands more from us offensively. We have to be careful where we put our shooters with him waiting for swats. Coach thinks intelligent offense is what it takes to beat Gobert. Back to you.
Allie, thank you. And that one's good from Conley.
Yeah, Conley is not an easy cover. He can be quick on his feet when he sees the lane to the basket.
What? Wait. Hey, dunks are always for the big boys.
Emphatic move by the point guard.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
And the basket by Edwards.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player, skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
Pass to Jokic. Outside for Porter. Drills it from deep.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And Jamal Murray picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
His first personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, the Nuggets. It's a 5-point game. Edwards finds Randle. Edwards against Porter.
2 minutes remaining.
And Edwards the bucket on the assist by Randle. Edwards has got his second basket on the night.
Edwards plays with such ferocity.
Westbrook. Outside Murray. Pass to Gordon. There's the drive. Jokic with it. Defended by Gobert. 3 on the clock. 18 feet out. It's rebounded by Minnesota.
You won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Sort of defining the term floor general. Conley has total command of this offense.
Westbrook taking his time here. Back to Gordon. Jacks up a 3. Westbrook with the miss.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
McDaniels can't hit.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
Stolen by Conley. And now the T-Wolves on the break. McDaniels, that's good.
Look, if you're open, Conley sees you. That was a great pass.
Outside Murray. Westbrook outside. To halt the run. Outside for Porter. Clock at 6. Pass to Jokic. Wing shot on the way. He hits the back iron and sinks it.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Left side Conley. Randall outside. There's the 3. It's not going to go for him. It's all tied in Denver. And the second quarter is on its way when we... And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what have you guys seen from Denver?
They are looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
On the court for the Timberwolves, second quarter underway. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Conley in at the 1.
Well, every defense gives extra attention to Murray, but they still have trouble keeping him under control.
Grant, the Denver Nuggets have been on quite the run here in this window of time.
Yeah, B.A. It's all working for Denver in recent years. This is a well-constructed team that they play as a unit, and it makes it so difficult to try to get the best of them.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, BA, the Denver Nuggets are building for the long haul. Their philosophy has been to draft polished prospects and then develop them into contributors. They look for 4 qualities: basketball IQ, character, positional size, and absence of deficiencies. Ryan, the track record has been strong.
It really has. Thanks, Allie.
Well, we always talk about Murray's shooting, but he can attack the basket as well.
Down low. And it's going to be a 3-second call. All right, a chance now to take a look at the steals over the last few months for Jaden McDaniels.
I get the feeling he hasn't been paying as much attention defensively as he should be. His steal numbers have dipped in the past few months. He needs to get back some of that intensity on defense.
Porter against Edwards. And there's the foul. It's on Michael Porter. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Minnesota with the ball. Trailing by 2. That one goes. Count it.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Murray against Conley. The drive by Murray. Pass to Jokic. Let's go with a 3. Edwards pulls it in.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
To the inside. And it's Randall with the jam.
Wow. Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Here's Westbrook. The shot misses. Oh, good D by Edwards. It's McDaniels on the wing. Edwards looking for an opening. Driving in. Outside for Randall. That won't go either for Randall. And so Porter will bring it up for Denver. Outside Murray. Gordon with a screen on Conley. Kicks it out to Westbrook. Back to Murray. Takes a 3. And again, it's Denver missing. The Timberwolves have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. Conley finds Randall. Now Edwards. Stand back in your early, coach.
Wow. Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
Quarter number 2 and around 3 minutes gone by. Oh, deflected. Stolen by Conley. He launches a 3. Counted from distance. And now a 7-point Minnesota lead.
Yeah, Conley knows where his team needs him to be in transition, taking full advantage of the fast break opportunity.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Here's Conley. Pass to Gobert. And he cranks it down. He goes right over Nikola Jokic.
Well, you know, Gobert doesn't usually show off much, but that was special.
And Gordon with the big finish.
He is an all-world dunker. Gordon with the monster jam.
A shot from the high post. And he gets it to go off the front iron. Conley's got 5 points in the quarter.
All game long, he's been getting to his spots, and the defense has yet to adjust.
Conley against Murray. Pass to Jokic. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
Back to Edwards. Plenty of space. No good on that one. His first miss. He's 4 for 5 now. And out of bounds, Minnesota will have it. And Minnesota with some changes. Reed's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Ingles comes in for Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in for Conley. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Pass to Reed. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Reed is so tough to contend with inside. Knows how to put a defender in a tough spot.
Minnesota shooting their first free throws of the night. First free throw is good. And the Nuggets going with a whole new group out there. And Minnesota making a change here. Off on that one, so he goes 1 out of 2 at the line.
If you can, use up the clock en route to the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
Up top, DiVincenzo. Pass to Miller. 3 seconds left. And it's good on the lay-in.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
Gets it up. And so it's Minnesota closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Getting lots of great looks. Shooting it well. That's why they're up. We'll be right back with you shortly.
Looking at the Nuggets, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone starts out undefeated. It is a hopeful time of year for everybody. And looking back at the first half of this game, it's likely we'll see some adjustments for the Nuggets.
If they think they'll win,
and that'll do it for us.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. We've seen Mike Conley really having a great game.
He's been so disruptive defensively in the first half. His fast hands pick plenty of pockets.
And because of that, I expect to see a huge emphasis on ball control moving forward.
We've got Christian Brown. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Peyton Watson. And it's Chanchar in at the power forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second half from Michael Malone. Just 5 to shoot. DiVincenzo with the steal. And here we go, the Timberwolves on the run. Alexander Walker with the bucket. And the Timberwolves lead by 9.
This is intelligent basketball. Forcing a turnover and then immediately starting the fast break.
Jordan the screen. Watson passes to Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
That one rocked this arena.
That's the kind of dunk right there that makes you think he's going to rip down the rim. And it's Alexander Walker penetrating. Clark outside. Going inside. Ooh, rejected by Jordan. Here's Strawler, still without a bucket. Pass to Brown. DiVincenzo with the steal. Left side Reed. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
From the baseline. Stolen by Reed. Alexander Walker with it. Guarded now by Watson. It's blocked. Pass to Strother. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Strother's got his first points of the game.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Garza. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Here's Strother. Lays it up and banks it in. Strother's gotten 4 this quarter.
They are on fire to start this second half. 3 for 3 and looking totally in sync.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Minot comes in for Garza, and Dillingham subbed in for Alexander Walker. Here's Reed. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. The Timberwolves lead by 7. Pass to Clark. Throws it up high. Ooh, it's stolen by Jordan. Outside Watson. Count it. Here's Dillingham. 1:57 left in the third. Pass to Minot. It's stolen. Here's Strother. Clark covers. Here's Chanchar. To the middle. And it's Watson missing.
The defense does just enough to alter that shot.
Here's Clark, driving to the basket, laid it in with a nice touch off the window. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
Well, good recognition there from Reed to realize that his best decision was to move the ball.
Here's Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Watson. Over Clark. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Pass to Minot. 44 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Launches it. And it's Jordan with the rebound.
Hey, sometimes you miss even under the best of circumstances.
And here we go, the Timberwolves on the run. Here's Clark. It doesn't go for him. Some solid defense from Jordan. Nuggets trail by 7. Watson inside. DiVincenzo covering. Here's Brown. Pass to Watson. DiVincenzo with a steal. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. And it's good. But hang on.
2 minutes are allowed to review the play.
But it turns out the officials are going to review the play. They're trying to see if he released the ball before the buzzer or not.
Yeah, the replay makes it.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The T-Wolves on top, leading by 9. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was the choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his team.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. On the court for the Timberwolves, Conley and Ann are the one of the two. Jaden McDaniels out there with Julius Randle. And it's Gobert in at the 5, down low.
Well, just look at that power. Edwards is unbelievable.
And book it, Chanchar.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
Now here's Conley. Defense is right there. That's basket number 6 in 8 tries. Well, Stan, LeBron James is widely regarded as one of the most intelligent players in the league. Who else stands out to you as far as basketball IQ?
Well, Brian, that's a tough question. There's so many of them. Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic. There's just so many intelligent guys in this league. Fans that think it's all about athleticism don't understand how intelligent the best players are.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle, I think you made the right choice.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic execution.
And the Nuggets going with a whole new group out there. Pass to Randle. And a little over a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. And it's Randle with the jam.
Oh, Randle put some extra on that slam, entertaining the fans and the broadcasters.
Jokic with a screen on Conley. Murray finds Gordon. Now here's Jokic. Clock at 4. Here's Murray. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Oh, explosive move. Sometimes Murray doesn't get enough credit for his athleticism.
Here's Edwards. Oh, Edwards powers it home.
Look at what he's doing here, and it's hard to imagine him playing much better.
Westbrook against Edwards. Outside Murray. Pass to Porter. And there's the... Oh, my goodness!
What a dunk! My goodness, Michael Porter Jr. showing all of his skills.
Here's Edwards. Inside, Edwards lays it in.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Yeah, he's leaving no doubt in this one. Doing everything he can to slam the door on a comeback.
And there's Conley. That one's good. And the assist from Gobert. And now a 12-point Timberwolves lead. And here's Porter outside. Jokic, great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, Jokic, one of the league leaders in offensive rebounding throughout his career.
McDaniels from long range sinks the tray. And the Timberwolves lead by 13.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. Must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
And Gobert with a block.
Nice play by Gobert, providing elite rim protection for over a decade.
Almost converts despite the contact.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, you've got to like that they're not settling. They're attacking the defense on the drive and creating great looks.
Yeah, another thing they did well was feed the ball into the paint. They really utilized their size there tonight. It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Timberwolves.
They looked to run anytime they could.
They set the tone with their pace. Their transition game was excellent.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Mike Conley.
Well, he was the catalyst for them tonight. Played a great all-around game, and you could see his teammates feeding off his influence.
Oh, he packs it down!
That is incredible.
Leaving nothing to chance. This run shutting the door on him.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
And stolen by Edwards. Conley with the ball. Checked by Gordon. And that one's good from Conley.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
And Edwards slams it in.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Pass to Porter. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
opening night, it must be tough for the players to keep their focus.
Yeah, I think obviously there's a ton of excitement because you've put the offseason to use trying to improve your skill as a player, but you love the game of basketball. It's hard not to get amped up. You know, it's just the mature players who are able to channel that in the right direction.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Conley in at the point guard. For three, Edwards. The rebound by Turner. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Earlier, I spoke with the Pacers head coach, and we talked about the tall task of facing Anthony Edwards. Coach said he is so physical. Ant looks more like a linebacker than a wing, so we can't foul Edwards too much. That's playing right into his hands. So they'll try to play him tight without sending him to the line. Not easy to do. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Conley's shot is off.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Halliburton on the wing. Edwards defending. A nice shot by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 7.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
There is simply no substitute for what Jaden McDaniels gives you on the defensive end every night. This guy is elite.
And when you think back to that Sabonis-Halliburton trade, Doris, it really worked out for both teams.
It's rare, Kevin, that you can talk about a, quote, win-win for both sides. Most trades are a little bit harder to evaluate because they involve more moving pieces. This was a straight-up one-to-one swap of young stars and positional fits for each side. Boy, defense has no answer for Anthony Edwards' athleticism. What a dunk.
For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Now, here is Halliburton. His last outing, he had 18 points.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Edwards' shot is good.
Well, Anthony Edwards with that frame on the interior, such a tough check.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Here's Halliburton, and he drops in the layup off the glass. 11 points in the game.
Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
It's Edwards on the wing. Amard covering. Edwards, good.
Anthony Edwards.
Pacers leading by 3. 1:49 left here in the first quarter. Outside Mathurin. No good with the triple. Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Well, don't think twice. Ball touches your hands, you let it go, Anthony Edwards.
And those advanced numbers, Doris, they show Rudy Gobert is historically great.
Kevin, I love that you are an analytics lover, but for me, it's about the eye test. Rudy Gobert has won the Defensive Player of the Year on more than one occasion. He's played on winning teams, and he's been an integral part of their success. He is one of the all-time great defenders we've seen.
And here's Halliburton. After Anthony Edwards made that last three-pointer.
Wow, great defensive play by Anthony Edwards, engaged on that end of the floor right now.
They get it back. Turner against Gobert. Randall with the ball, and he really played well against Denver. And that one drops.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Halliburton for three. That doesn't go either for Halliburton. Timberwolves leading by 4. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
Now 6 of 8 from the field, 75%. Just scoring the ball at will.
Mathurin. Wide open shot is on the money.
A young guy who is ready to attack. Mathurin gets the ball and goes straight into his shot.
Here's Edwards going inside. And it's Mathurin with the rebound. Here's Halliburton. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for Minnesota. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be playing. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Man, why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the court for Minnesota, Conley and Edwards are the guards. Randall out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's McDaniels in at the 3. Randall with the ball, picked up by Turner. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Miles Turner. DB, ever since winning the most improved player back in 2021, Randall has stayed scoring at an incredible clip.
Yeah, Kevin, what makes this guy such a difficult matchup is his size and the ability to drive it. And now what you've seen is this evolution into a legit threat from three-point territory. He is such a difficult cover.
Halliburton passes to Nembhard. Misses the 3. Timberwolves leading by 6. Edwards finds Randall. Conley for 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Conley's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Halliburton passes to Siakam. From the top of the key, and he hits the jump shot.
Now, this is such a critical component to Siakam's game. The face-up ability, nicely done on the jump shot.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
And it's sent back by Turner.
How about Turner's ability to anticipate when the shooter's going to release? Couldn't be better at timing his rejections.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Pacers trail by 4. Halliburton kicks to Siakam. And the call will be against Julius Randle. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for the Timberwolves.
Dante DiVincenzo.
Halliburton right side. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And a quick look at how things have been since the All-Star break. Checking out the three-point shot ratio for the Timberwolves.
And they have been feasting from long range, shooting with volume and accuracy. It's been a good recipe for them offensively, and boy, it puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses to try and cover all that space.
Here's Halliburton. He's got 11. A 3-ball. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Oh, the lob to Gobert, and stolen by Siakam. for the three. Rebound, Minnesota. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. The Pacers beat them last time when these two teams met in Indiana.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. Here's Gobert, tries again. McDaniels gets a wide-open look, sinks the three-pointer. McDaniels got the lead up to 10 now for the Timberwolves. Here's Nembhard. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Look at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a win against the Denver Nuggets. Randle left side. Back to DiVincenzo. The rebound by Halliburton. The Pacers have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. At the elbow, it's Turner. And Turner throws it down.
Now that's called positioning, and Turner has the verticality to make it easy.
DiVincenzo passes to McDaniels.
Amazing tenacity attacking the basket, and I'm sure he won't miss that next time.
The shot's good from Halliburton.
Coming off a big game, his confidence could be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
That falls. Nice speed that time from Turner. And now just a 3-point Timberwolves lead. Now DiVincenzo. That one's off. Still out of sync. They're in for 3, and they recover it. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Timberwolves on top, leading by 3. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And taking a look at the Pacers, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes, and then you have...
And moving on to the Timberwolves now, they're in the midst of a close game.
This is why so many teams are trying to play with pace. The defense...
And that's a halftime wrap.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
It's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, what he did was sustain it throughout the first half. He ran the offense to absolute perfection.
We've got Obi Toppin. T.J. McConnell is out there with Shepard. Then it's Neesmith. And it's Bryant in at the 5 down low. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Oh, the lob to Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
This guy always amongst the league leaders in dunks. Gobert is a force around the cup.
Mike Conley was drafted, Doris, back in 2007. And somehow, some way, he's gone his whole career without receiving a technical foul. Heck, you and I have received technical fouls over here, but not him on the floor.
Kevin, that is an impressive feat, and it's also probably why he's won the NBA Sportsmanship Award more than anyone else in the history of the league, and why we will never win it.
Neesmith can't get it to go.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Pass to McDaniels from the arc. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, McDaniels has made himself a legitimate option from three-point territory. What a look there.
Neesmith, rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 11 rebounds in the game. Here's McDaniels, and he uses the glass on the layup. And now a 10-point Timberwolves lead.
And really, this is the time to push it. Try to extend that lead.
You know, they can make things much easier on themselves in the floor if they just have a few more possessions like that.
Conley with a wide open look, and again it's Minnesota converting.
Boy, excellent start to this second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
Here's McConnell, not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. And the Timberwolves with possession here. They've led by as much as 10. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. That will be the third of the 6-game road trip. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They trail by 7. A shot by McConnell, no good. For Minnesota, they've gone 4-6 from the field since the start of the third. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That is his first foul of the game. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Minnesota also making some changes. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Edwards comes in for Alexander Walker. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Pass to Dillingham. Edwards dishes to Randall. Shot clock at 6. Out left to the wing. Another shot. It's rebounded by Indiana. Siakam, high post. He's against Reed, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. You know, Doris, there's a notion that big men can take a little longer to develop. What have you seen from Miles Turner?
That he's turned himself into a complete basketball player, Kevin, and think there were years because he was playing alongside another big that he was out of position. But he can shoot the basketball with range, he's got strength, and he's a tremendous shot blocker.
Minnesota making a switch. Ingles is checked in. Here's Turner. Dillingham with the rebound.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul. Now into the lineup for the Timberwolves.
1:31 left in the third. Here's Edwards. And it's Mathurin with the rebound. Matherin's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Siakam. Lays it up off the glass. Siakam's got 9.
With a harmonious blend of length and strength, Siakam has become a dependable interior scoring option.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Pacers obviously push the fast break. Tyrese Halliburton says the emphasis is getting outlets and running, playing fast. That's a good identity to have. It's a team that people want to play for, and it's a style you don't want to play against. You've got to be ready to play us. Kevin, the idea is for them to wear you down.
They fly, David. Baseline to baseline. They can really go. Edwards kicks to Reed. Down low with the shot. Here's Miller. Pass to Dillingham. Just 4 to shoot. And it's sent back by Turner.
And I would not test Turner. And Miles has led the NBA in blocks and just has great timing on his jumps.
Pacers trail by 7. Now Nembhard. And the rejection by Clark. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Finished off the break. Clark's got his first basket of the night.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And so it's Minnesota with a 6-point lead at the end of and a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got Dante DiVincenzo. He's out there with Edwards. Clark is out there with Naz Reid. And it's Minot in at the 4 spot. DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. Edwards inside. Siakam's there. And another field goal in his total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
Anthony Edwards, excellent concentration under pressure of excellent defense and just scores it anyway. He's hit 4 now from behind the arc, 2 in each half, making an impact.
Outside Edwards. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Here's Nembhard. Anthony Edwards with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 5. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Alexander Walker. A three-pointer off the mark. And Mathurin has got the ball here for the Pacers. Here's Siakam. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, high percentage shots are always at a premium. Pascal Siakam gets a great look there.
Clark kicks to Reid. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Halliburton passes to Nembhard. Turner with a screen on Edwards. Pass to Halliburton. Yep, that one goes. Halliburton's got 24.
Tyrese Halliburton is putting in work right now. This guy getting to his spots and scoring with ease.
Alexander Walker passes to Clark. Crafty move. Siakam pulls it in.
Boy, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
Halliburton laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 26 points for Tyrese Halliburton.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Outside Edwards. Picked by Clark. Edwards dishes to Clark. Pass to Alexander Walker. And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. And again, unable to change momentum here. Here's Halliburton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, the speed on Halliburton made the difference there. The defense's only option was to foul him.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reid. Randall comes in for Clark. Daniels, he's checked in for Alexander Walker. And Mike Conley subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. Here's Conley. Buries it down low.
Poised under pressure. That has come to define Mike Conley.
And here's Indiana. They're on an 11-2 run. Siakam outside. It's Nembhard on the wing. He's defended by Randall. Nembhard, the pass to Halliburton. Oh, they get it back. Shot's good by Turner.
Wow, Miles Turner understanding it's my time because it's big time.
Conley kicks to Gobert. And it's Conley penetrating. Wide open look. And he nails that one right through the net. And now that's 11 points for Conley.
That's just being a pro. Conley understanding the moment and rising to the occasion.
Halliburton passes to Siakam. Gobert with the block. Drives to the hoop. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Benedict Mathurin.
Boy, Rudy Gobert has really worked to expand his game. Now challenging guys off the dribble drive. My goodness.
And he is unable to get the second one.
That will sting a little bit. Failing to get the lead when the opportunity was there. But he does tie it up.
Over over in the corner, Matherin. Right between the eyes.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Edwards at full speed. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Gobert is not fazed by these moments. He wants to be the man.
I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Halliburton kicks to Siakam. Offline with his three. And so it's Minnesota with it. Here's Edwards. Money!
Anthony Edwards relishes big-time moments, and he delivers right there.
Now, here's Halliburton. It's in!
Fearless move by Tyrese Halliburton. The game is complete, and the mind is ready.
We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Edwards inside. Oh, missed it. Randall. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Guys, what are their best options now?
They've got enough time left to get a good look. It's got to be quick, but it doesn't have to be a heave. You can still catch, turn, and shoot. They've got one shot at it here, obviously. It's a make-or-break situation.
So a close game sees Indiana take.
Clark.
Always great to be with you as well, B.A. And this is perhaps my favorite night of the year when you talk about the NBA opening night. So much excitement, so much anticipation, and we know the rest of the season will deliver.
A look at the starting group here for Denver. Porter Jr. and Gordon make up the forwards. Russell Westbrook out there with Murray. And it's Jokic in at the center position. Outside Mathurin. From behind the arc. Drops in the three.
You're talking about a sensational athlete. Mathurin is so tough in transition.
Gordon's got space. Kicks it out to Westbrook. Pass to Gordon. From deep. Offensive rebound. Here's the three. And he misses again. Now 0 for 3.
3 misses in a row. Still looking for their first bucket.
Here's Nembhard. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Turner can always wow you with a highlight play. But Clark, he's gotten better at the small things as well.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. He can shoot the three. He's always been an elite shot blocker from the day he stepped foot in the NBA. An excellent screener, but he has added small pieces to his total game in the little areas.
Now here's Westbrook, coming in off 12 points in his last outing. Screen by Gordon. Can they get it? Westbrook with the miss.
I mean, just a tough start. Missing their first 5 shots.
And it's out of bounds to Indiana.
Indiana ball.
Here's Halliburton over Murray. Second chance shot.
That's rock solid defense right there. Jokic bodied him up and then affected the trajectory of the shot.
Halliburton up top. Shot clock at 6. And finally they hit one. Halliburton's got 5 points.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
And you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Changes up, and he lays it up and in. He has 7.
Defensively, their effort hasn't been great early on.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now here's Westbrook. Murray finds Jokic. And the dunk by Jokic.
You know, for all of his agility and craftiness, the slick moves, Jokic not afraid to go old school and just throw it down on you.
Siakam gets the bucket.
This run has been fueled by their Matador defense.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle, and obviously facing Nikola Jokic was the first topic of conversation. Coach told me they don't hand out MVP awards. The Joker is one of the most talented players in league history, and he's 7 feet. It's unreal. In terms of how to stop Jokic, he laughed and said, I don't think anyone has that answer, guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks.
Outstanding concentration and control right there by Halliburton. An and one opportunity.
Clark, we hear a lot of talk about Halliburton's supreme court vision. Just how good is it?
I think it's phenomenal, B.A. To be the facilitator that he is, you've got to have an understanding of what you're trying to run, but also a feel for how to get people shots and to adjust on the fly to what the defense is providing. And it's feel as much as it is skill. Feeling where defenders are, feeling where your teammates are or might be. And that is a gift. And he's honed that in a way that's made him one of the top dime droppers in the league.
Now here's Westbrook. He's guarded closely. Gordon outside. Pass to Porter. Misses from close range.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Nuggets trail by 15. Tipped away. Here's Siakam. And then Siakam with the jam.
really taking charge of the game, largely with a detailed interior attack.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Three-pointer, Halliburton. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide-open look in space there.
Out to Gordon. Murray for three. Hits a three-pointer. Murray's got 5.
Look at how instant Murray's shooting can be. Gets the pass, plants the feet, and drills it.
Nembhard left side. Three-pointer. It's good. And give the assist to Siakam.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers up 15 points as this quarter concludes. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. All right, well, a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Pacers.
They've made an effort to get out and run, using their speed in transition and scoring before the defense can get set.
You know, points off turnovers is something else they've excelled in. I expect the opponent at least to try to squeeze that orange a little better.
Nembhard and Mathurin, they're the wings. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Halliburton in at the 1. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Just 3 to shoot from outside the arc. The rebound by Turner.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
To the inside. And he gets it to go. 4 for 6 so far.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Porter finds Murray. Pass to Jokic. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got his 5th rebound in this one. Nembhard, right side. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy. 7 points in the game.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Pass to Jokic. They set the pick. Here's Chanchar. Westbrook, the pass to Murray. Oh, it's stolen by Siakam. In transition, here come the Pacers. Here's Nembhard. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. And you think about the value Andrew Nembhard provides. Clark, he really excels at running the offense.
He's the quintessential point guard, B.A. Has a great feel for setting up his teammates for what they're trying to get done. Plays with tremendous pace and great confidence. Typically doesn't over-dribble and is unafraid of any moment. Well, you know, on the inside, Porter is a very skilled player. He understands that you've got to be multi-dimensional, a lot of versatility to your game to be effective inside.
And so Jokic will bring it up for the Nuggets, trailing by 19. They went to Indianapolis for their last meeting with the Pacers, came out with a victory.
And last time out, they seized the advantage with their defensive pressure. They did a great job of just forcing a lot of turnovers.
And that really was the difference. I mean, it requires a ton of energy to play that harassing style. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again tonight.
Nembhard outside. Turner for 3. Westbrook with the rebound.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Jokic. Up top, Porter. Pass to Chanchar. Westbrook with it. He's picked up by Nembhard. Westbrook, the pass to Porter. The 3 is up. 1:56 left in the first half of this one. And there's the foul. It's on Michael Porter. That's his first foul.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play. Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from him.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, Well, the Nuggets understand their opportunity. Coach Michael Malone said, we have a special, unique player, and that window is only open for so long. If we want to try and be a dynasty, we need a standard of excellence each and every day, and it's my job to hold the guys accountable. Brian?
Yep, and it starts from the top. He's done it well. Thanks, Allie. They kick it out to Murray. Back to Westbrook. This one for three. This is another, just 1 of 4 from the floor. Indiana leading by 22. Well, Clark, you look at Denver's lineups. They have a lot of size on this team.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's kind of the polar opposite of small ball, BA. I mean, with Jokic in the middle and a lot of length on the wings and in the backcourt, too, this is a growing trend in the league as I see it.
There's 49 seconds left to play in the half. Westbrook taking his time here. Looking to end the run. Indiana with a rebound. Turner's got 6 rebounds in the game. The drive by Nembhard. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
Leaving absolutely nothing on the table right now. Their focus and execution has been outstanding.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
This is his first opportunity at the line this evening.
And when you look at the last time they played, I mean, he really missed a lot of free throws, and it cost them.
Well, it was such a close game, they couldn't afford to waste their chances at the line, but he did, and just as you said, it cost him. And, guys, that was an element of his game that he could not get turned around. I mean, he was really in a funk, and it lasted all season.
Shot clock and game clock, 1 second differential. Murray.
He did. Oh,
wow.
Man.
You want some?
Woo.
You got some.
He was looking in the basket on that.
Siakam, the pass to Nembhard. Puts up a 3. And that one's good. Siakam for 3. Siakam's got 13.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
If it's working, keep working. That's what.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
Vintage teamwork right there tonight. Everyone is looking to be the setup guy.
Yeah, when anyone could be the next to score.
Now let's take a moment. Thanks for tuning in.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him, body him up, be physical with him.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 from Michael Malone. We've got Michael Porter. Murray out there with Russell Westbrook. Then there's Nikola Jokic, and it's Cancar in at the 4 spot. Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
Beautiful catch and flush right there by Porter Jr. gliding into that alley-oop. An elite score, demonstrating once again how fast he can fill it up.
Well, the Nuggets shooting only 36% so far in this game. Kicks it out to Westbrook, outside Porter.
That's the type of move that you see in a dunk contest.
Takes great confidence to alley-oop to yourself.
Sure does.
Well, he couldn't help himself, couldn't resist. That really was a spectacular play.
And Siakam with the slam.
Yeah, certain nights, Siakam takes over. He's been aggressive here from the tip.
Well, the first 7.5 seasons of Pascal Siakam's career were in Toronto. But Clark, a fresh start here with the Pacers.
You know, it's great for the Indiana Pacers because Pascal Siakam wanted to be part of this group. He saw a nucleus of young talent that had a chance to be competitive in the East and chase a championship. So he signed a nice big contract this summer to remain a key contributor for them moving forward. Actually, he'll be the hub of the wheel along with Tyrese Halliburton. Can't send Porter Jr. to the line. That's a bad recipe for your defense.
A different look for Denver. Jordan's checked in for Nikola Jokic. Strawther comes in for Russell Westbrook. And Brown subbed in for Murray. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Pass to Brown. Here's Strawther. Clock at 6. The Nuggets need to get one up. Jordan, a good look. It's rebounded by Pascal Siakam. Siakam's got a rebound number 5 here tonight.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
And Siakam with the slam.
Over time, we have seen Siakam blossom into a star. Someone who's comfortable shouldering the offense.
And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
This guy is putting on a clinic for the people.
Man, I'm shocked. I can't believe he pulled that off in a real game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
The try by Nembhard. That shot is off. Great D that time from Porter. Nuggets trail by 21. To the wing, right side.
Remaining in the third, 2 minutes.
1:56 left in the third. Here's Strawther. He's guarded by Nembhard. And yep, it's good.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
Indiana leading by 19. Now here's Porter. He's got 12. Inside. Here's Brown, defended by Halliburton. Pass to Strawther, out to the right wing. Here's Chanchar. And that one's long. The Pacers have gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Halliburton for 3. Here's Turner, and there's the bucket. Staying with it that time. Offensive glass, getting it done.
That's all about the ticker for Turner. Big heart, a real juggernaut on the boards who uses those long arms exceedingly well to get second chance opportunity.
And nobody shot the ball better. The roster featured a number of knockdown shooters. The offense was tailored perfectly to their skills. Just incredible efficiency.
And putting up the most points in the league. They were the offense that no one wanted to face. A new lineup here for Indiana. Watson, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Gordon comes in for Michael Porter. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Yeah, they were so aggressive from the start, getting the ball into the painted area. Now, they stuck to their game plan, and it paid off.
And I love the fact they kept the pressure on, really pushing that ball, running it up the floor. I love seeing that. A team staying aggressive even when they're playing well.
Brown passes to Gordon. Over to the wing. Here's Brown. He's marked by McConnell. And he lobs it up top. Out of bounds. It'll be Indiana's ball.
You know, that's just sloppy basketball, giving away a possession. No real reason for that turnover.
Indiana leading by 21. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. And the layup falls. McConnell's gotten 4 this quarter.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Denver shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game. And he knocks down the first one.
2 shots.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
Staring at this deficit, they're trying to be more aggressive and get themselves to the line.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
McConnell with a steal. Here's Shepard with the drive, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Well, turning defense to offense.
And so it's Indiana, already up 26 points as this quarter ends. Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Halliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Mathurin in at the small forward position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Here's Siakam. Rebounded by Denver. Outside Murray. And the NBA has regular season games outside the U.S., all over the world. How important is that, Grant?
It's so important, B.A. I mean, basketball has become a global sport. And just look at the recent MVPs. They're mostly international players. So playing games in those countries has helped the game grow all over the world.
Turner, a screen on Murray. Three-pointer, Halliburton. And the three-pointer goes. Halliburton's got 9 points here in the second half.
This is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Here's Westbrook, stolen by Siakam. And here's the fast break. That one's true, and that's 9 for 12 for him now.
And just a straight baller move from Siakam. I mean, shrugging off the coverage and keeping his focus on that basket. And not often we get treated to a solo alley-oop.
Takes precision timing for sure.
Tell you what, the coach's heart was in his throat and he was in shock and awe. But now he's got a big smile on his face.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing him get bottled up like that. Wow.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
It's one thing to get outplayed, but when you're giving away possessions like this, it makes it even more tough.
A different look for Denver. Brown's checked in for Porter Jr., and it's Pickett in for Westbrook.
Oh, coming in hot. There was just no getting in Siakam's way there.
And the call will be against Benedict Mathurin. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And Denver has possession. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Murray passes to Pickett. Back to Murray. 6 on the shot clock. And the foul on Tyrese Halliburton. That'll be a second foul of the game. Clark, in your opinion, how does social media affect the game?
Monumental ways. One, I think the most direct way is that it keeps fans connected to players, and players have the option as to how they're going to engage with their fans directly, player to fan, without any middle person. And that is valuable both ways, except when the narrative turns negative. That's the other side of the coin. And when you say things publicly on social media platforms, it's impossible to retract them. You might be able to erase them, but they're still out there in the stratosphere.
Pickett passes to Jokic. The floater. Oh, stolen by Turner. And the call will be against Nikola Jokic. That's his first foul.
Yeah, I think he's letting his emotions get the better of him on that foul.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
Pickett passes to Brown. Here's Pickett, just 5 to shoot. And he lobs it up. And Gordon with the big finish.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Pacers.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
After losing the first game, they've come back and evened things up in this one. They'll play one more time in this season series after this.
And partner, it sets up what should be a fantastic finale to the season series. Major bragging rights on the line that night.
And what a huge performance it was for Pascal Siakam.
He had a surplus of energy tonight, providing defensive help all over the floor and making it seem like they had 6 guys out there instead of 5.
Murray finds Jokic. Fires from deep. Mathurin with a rebound. And here's Mathurin. He'll bring it up for Indiana. Pass to Halliburton. Oh, got a piece of it. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Turner with it. Checked by Gordon. Kicks it out to Siakam. Sinks it from distance.
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
He buries it from 3.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line. That's going to send Tyrese Halliburton to the line. It's going to be on Jamal Murray. Here's Pickett. Right side Murray. Down low. Here's Brown. No good there. And so it's the Pacers taking care of business in this one. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up for Grant Hill.